delighted to be invited to the our parish YouTube channel to share with you my beliefs and also my vision of the world. I just graduated in GSD, doctorate on the science of law in human rights at St. Thomas University in law school. So I'm going to use the international law as a background to highlight 3 points. First, what is human rights? The idea of human rights is each one of us, no matter who we are and where we live, is entitled to the same basic rights. The right to life, the right to liberty, and the right to pursue happiness. Those rights have been given to all of us by our Creator, and governments are meant to protect them, to ensure them, and to respect them. So our fundamental human rights were recognized in 1948 in Paris in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. This is the first article of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And for you who are Christians, it is important to highlight that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is rooted on Christian values, which are dignity and person. These are, Christian values on which the Universal Declaration of Human Rights are grounded on, and this is important, to remember. So, what does it mean? Human rights are not privileges. They are not granted. They cannot be revoked. They are universal and inalienable. What does it mean? Human rights are not privileges. It means we are born with them, and no one can take them away from us. Now, it is important also to know that some rights are absolute, like the right to life, the right not to be subjected to torture or slavery or inhuman, degrading treatment. And some rights are limited, like the freedom of movement. So for the absolute rights, it means under no circumstance, public authority cannot take this right away from you. And for rights that are limited, it means in some circumstances, like when national security is involved, or when there is threat to public safety, public health, like the COVID-19, or when it is a state of emergency, they can restrict, our rights, like the right to go and come, our freedom of movement. That is why we have quarantine. We are confined because, of a public health issue, public health threats. That is why our freedom of movement is restricted. And also, when you commit a crime, they can take your freedom of movement, your liberty away from you. And for children who are listening, you have the right to life, which is absolute, and also you have the right of movement to go and to come. But let's say you do something bad in the house. Your mom and your dad, they're gonna put you in time out. You're gonna be confined somewhere, you cannot move anymore. They have taken your freedom of movement away from you. They have restricted your freedom of movement. But your mom and your dad, they cannot take your life away from you because it is an absolute right. Very important. Now, I am asking you why people in the US lately are in the street, marching, and walking. Why? Remember, I told you that our rights are not privileges. It means we are entitled to them. It is an entitlement. Meaning, when somebody messes around with our rights, we can go and claim. That is why it's not a privilege, it is a right, it is an entitlement. That's why in the US nowadays, people are walking in the street, claiming their right to be treated with dignity. They are children of God and they want to be treated equally, they want to be treated with dignity. That is why they are marching to claim their rights. Now, I am going to quote President Kennedy, who gave a speech in 1963, June 11, in the White House. And this is so relevant to what is going on in our society today in the US. He said this: difficulties over segregation and discrimination exist in every city in America, producing a rising tide of discomfort that threatens the public safety. I hope that every American, regardless of his politics and party, will stop and examine his conscience about this and other related incidents. What does it mean? When we talk about segregation, discrimination, you and me will get irritable. How can you say that I am racist? I am a priest. How can you say that I am a racist? I am making business with Chinese people. How can you say that I am racist? My daughter is married to a white man. How can you say that? I would like to remind you that racism, segregation, discrimination are diseases like COVID-19. There are some people who are asymptomatic, and there are people who have or show symptoms. What does it mean? For people who are asymptomatic, we call them a aversive racist, meaning they are going around, they have bias or stereotype in their hearts, they don't believe in it, or they make people believe, they are not racist, but still they are just, hurting people around again and again. That is why you and me, we are all invited, like the President of the US said, to look or to examine our conscience about, segregation and discrimination. And then we have the other group who are, overt racists. And it is very, very bad, and we are all invited, to fight it. Now, our second point. When we are enrolled in a GST program, the student is invited to write a thesis. And the topic of my thesis is Catholic Faith Response to Human Trafficking. And the bad news for you or for us in Florida is, in the nation, Florida is ranked third in human trafficking. And you may say, how can this happen? We don't see it. It is because it is an underground criminal activity. You will never see it. When you see it, it is already too late. I have been in Southwest branches for 5 years. And I already came across 4 cases. I didn't look for it. Just people who came to me to tell me, Father, please pray for me because our daughter is missing. To tell you, it's not far away. It is in Southwest branches, in Davie, in Miramar. 4 cases. And the last case happened 1 month ago. To tell you, human trafficking is a reality. It's not because we don't see it, it's not happening. And we are all invited, to be aware of it. And in Florida, people are trafficked in prostitution, pornography, escort services, domestic labor, or they are trafficked in agricultural work. So we are invited to open our eyes and to unite together to fight this evil. Now, the third point is, you might ask me, Father, how or what can we do to stop this problem? Pope Benedict said, purchasing is a moral act. Purchasing is a moral act. What does it mean? Making ethical purchasing is important to eradicate human trafficking. human trafficking is a business. You know, if there is a supply, it means there is a demand. And the demand is you and me who are consumers. But the good news is you and me, by our decisions, we can stop the demand and therefore stop the supply. And today we have applications, one is called a boycott, Buycott, and the other one is called free to work, free like freedom, number 2, and work. You can download them in your phone, and when you go shopping, you just scan the tag of the item, and it will tell you, about the company, if the product you are buying is a slavery-free or fair trade. And buying a slavery-free products, little by little, if there is no more supply, human trafficking is going to be stopped or to slow down. Or if you and me, we only buy products which are only fair trade or slavery-free, guess what? All the companies, they are going to organize themselves and to sell us products that are ethical. And this is, the way the consumers, can help, to slow or to stop human trafficking. So we all have power. From now on, we are invited to be ethically minded consumers. When we go to buy something, we should, think about it twice, to make sure that the product we are buying, we are not contributing, to human trafficking. We are not contributing to exploitation of workers, in other countries. So I ask the Almighty God, to grant you and me the graces we need so that we can be people who stand up to fight against discrimination, against violation of human rights. Racism, discrimination, segregation are forbidden in the law, but they are still in people's heart. They are still in our hearts. That is why, we need to kick them out of our hearts through education, through prayer. And we ask the Holy Spirit to come and fill our hearts with love so we can love one another. Thank you.